Hi, today we're going to take a look at honeyberries and the variety Kalinka. There are mixed opinions about Kalinka, and we'll get to that later. But the main reason to grow honeyberries is above all their early flowering, which provides food for our pollinators when not much else is available, and also the early harvest. Honeyberries start producing fruit here about 2 weeks before strawberries, so they're the first berry to start delivering. I'd say that honeyberries and rhubarb are what kick off the harvest season for us. The berries have a bell shape and are highly sought after by birds. That's why we have these compost cages with bird netting on top. We currently grow 13 different honeyberry varieties. Kalinka and balalaika were our first two. They're Russian varieties. I was actually looking for a pear tree, but the garden center was out of the variety I wanted. Instead, the seller said, "Buy 2 honeyberries and a chokladnaja. You won't be disappointed. You need 2 honeyberries for cross-pollination." And he was right. I've been happy with them. Kalinka is the one that ripens first. When the honeyberry bushes started producing so early in the season, I felt that I wanted more so we could start baking cakes, pies, and have berries for breakfast. So I went to my local garden center. He only had borealis, so I bought 2 of those. That gave me 3 varieties. I noticed that borealis was later than balalaika and Kalinka, so I started researching online to see if I could find even earlier varieties. I found Uslada and Lawina. I believe Lawina also goes under the name Candy Blue in the US. I've seen that on some sites, but even though they're listed as early varieties, they still haven't beaten Kalinka. They're still young bushes, so we'll see if that changes once they start producing more berries. So I'd say Kalinka's biggest advantage is simply how early it is. The earliest of all my varieties so far. When it comes to flavor, I think it tastes like an average honeyberry. No standout flavors. I also find that Kalinka is more forgiving in flavor if you eat it early, compared to Aurora, which I think is very tart until it fully develops its ripe flavor. A well-known gardening influencer actually dug up her Kalinka because she thought it was too bitter. That's not my or my family's experience. Since it ripens first, my kids often eat it before it's fully ripe because they're impatient, and we like it. But I imagine that growing location, soil composition, sunlight, etc. can affect flavor. Sweden is a long country, and we know that pear and apple varieties, for example, can taste different depending on whether they grow in the south or the north. So that's Kalinka. Take care for now.